Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
And this is History Buffoons.
Huzzah.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's
Excellent.
been kind of a weird week.
Yeah, felt like a long week.
Yeah. Well, he knows.
I do.
But my senior cat, Frankie, he was 14. He did pass away this last Sunday.
Which is super sad.
Yeah. We decided to take him in and do it on our terms. And
well, he wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
Losing a lot of weight and fur, and he wasn't eating and everything. So yeah, it was really unfortunate because he was such a good boy, and he will be greatly missed. As anyone who knew him really liked him. He was a good boy.
He definitely liked you.
Oh, he was my buddy.
Yeah.
I loved coming up here and recording, because before you would even greet me, he would greet me. So it was always really sweet that he would come up and he'd just squeak, and he would not leave me alone. He would follow my feet everywhere until I acknowledged and picked him up and give him some pets and stuff. So I will definitely miss him very much, because he was my little buddy. So
within about 30 minutes after my husband and I got home from the vet, we had 4 kitties show up at our back door.
Not even just 4 kitties, 4 kittens.
4 kittens show up at our back door.
Which is like, what the hell?
I don't know whether to be happy, sad, grieve, joy. I don't know. I was having a weird mix of emotions when that happened, and I'm still kind of in shock.
Well, yeah, because it's like, well, where did these come from? And, I know you said Nathan put on the whatever Facebook group for the area if, hey, anyone missing kittens, and nothing's come of that, and so on. So,
yeah, we got on a couple apps.
Yeah.
A Facebook group discussion, and then the Nextdoor app, and But they were so clean and so sociable, like they couldn't have been outside for more than like 12 hours or so.
It seems that way, because they weren't dirty at all, you said, right?
No, they weren't dirty at all. So they've been living in our basement, and the 4 grown cats that I still have, they're very curious at what's happening downstairs. But
because they're not, I mean, before they were even down there, they weren't allowed to go down there.
No.
But they know, they hear something. They're not dumb.
But they have a vet appointment, the kittens do, and we just want to make sure that since they were outside, they aren't going to transfer something over to our indoor cats. So they have been kept separate. But we have 2 calico females and a black and white male and a really blonde orange cat male.
For sure.
And the black and white and the darker of the 2 calicos are going to Bradley and his family.
My kids don't know yet.
No.
The good thing is they don't listen to this, so.
Yeah, I'm so excited for them to see them. They're about 8 weeks old or so.
Yeah.
And then the orange cat and the lighter of the calicos are going to our friend Tara and her 2 boys.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and my son Xavier has been wanting a cat for a while. And he took, when we had to put our dog down almost a year ago now, he took that kind of hard. And I mean, Vesper misses him too, but he definitely misses that, and he kind of wants his own little thing, because like Wicket's mine, Pickles and Mo are basically Sarah's, and he's doesn't really have his own, I guess. So he's gonna be super excited.
Yeah. So we'll fill you in on what their names are once they get to their forever homes. But
exactly.
So Bradley and I were invited to a birthday party of a mutual friend in Whitewater, and she had this for me, and I was like, I really liked it, so I picked up some more of this. This is the Cerveza Pacifico Clara.
Yep.
It is brewed in Mexico, but it's similar to like a light Modelo, I guess.
It's part of the overall Corona Modelo family.
Okay.
It's an offshoot of. It's all made by the same company.
Yeah.
But
I really liked it, so that's what I'm having today.
I told you would too. I thought you would, and I'm surprised it took us this long with your like of Modelo, and you do like Corona, and we've had those the Coronas. What was it, Citrus Cerveza Sunbrew or whatever?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we actually took this long to have you try it, but they were good, and that was a fun party. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a bit. that I know out there, and as well. And yeah, it was kind of fun. So
it was.
I have Hazy Beer Hug from Goose Island out of Illinois. And side note, I used to sell Goose Island a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I kind of grew up on their IPA. My dad loved their IPA. And I drank quite a few of those back in the day, and then Budweiser bought them out, and but giving them another go because I do like Goose Island. So this is a hazy IPA, their Hazy Beer Hug line. I know they have, if I'm not mistaken, they have a couple within this line, but it's 6.8, so it's got some kick to it.
Oh, I don't know what mine is.
Yours is probably like a 4.2.
4.4.
Okay, I would say 4.2 to 4.5 was my guess. So, but all right,
cheers.
Well, cheers.
Delicioso. Oh no, he's got 3 with him today, folks.
It's beer.
Oh dear. Okay.
Let me have a few more sips before I.
Well, we'll bring it around at the end.
It's got a weird back end taste that I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Okay, let's move on because this story can get kind of long.
Okay.
So this is about Karen Silkwood.
Karen Silkwood.
Okay. She was born in 1946 in Longview, Texas, and she was really into chemistry.
Oh.
She attended Lamar College in Beaumont, Texas on a scholarship, but she left within a year because she ended up marrying someone, a pipeline worker. They had 3 children.
Wow.
And it was fairly common at the time for like women to kind of drop out of college to marry and have kids and
well, yeah, especially
do the wife thing.
That time frame. So you said she was born in 7?
46.
46. Okay. So she would have been going to college roughly in 65, give or take.
And by 1972, her marriage kind of fell apart. And actually her ex-husband lived with the kids. The kids lived with them. And so she kind of went off on her own.
Oh.
Not sure the circumstances. It's not necessary in this okay, story.
Sure.
So in 1972, Silkwood moved to Oklahoma, and she was hired as a laboratory technician at Kerr-McGee Cimarron Fuel Fabrication Site.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have to say that again. Jeez.
It is near Crescent, Oklahoma. So I think it's close to Tucson.
Have you ever been to Oklahoma?
Maybe driving through.
I've never even driven through. I'm almost 100% sure I've never even driven through it. So,
Kerr-McGee is an energy company known mainly for oil and gas.
Right.
And at this time, it had ventured into more of a nuclear fuel production.
Okay.
And it was a fairly big player in Oklahoma nuclear industry until the late 1980s.
Wow.
Okay. Right. So Karen Silkwood's job was to help manufacture plutonium fuel pellets and rods for nuclear reactors.
Right.
So like these little pellets they like make out the fuel rods, which would be like wooden logs to a fireplace, the nuclear reactor.
Have you ever, I know you've seen some of the Bond movies. Have you ever seen The World Is Not Enough?
Who's the Bond?
That would be Pierce Brosnan. It's his last one.
I might have then, yes.
Okay. And it's got...
is that with Halle Berry?
No, that's Die Another Day. The one World Is Not Enough. I'm drawing a blank on her, on the girl in there. Sophie Mars. No, that's not the right name. That's a different person, I think. Or was it? Shit.
Doesn't matter.
Robert Carlyle. You watched Once Upon a Time, that TV show?
Yes.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Okay. Yeah.
That guy was in it.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy. And at the end of the movie, they're in this submarine, and they're trying to make it nuclear, basically, and he's putting these rods in there. So that's all I'm picturing.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe I'll have to put a picture in the video for this of
that
scene or something.
So like I said, like the fuel rods were like the wood logs to a fireplace, which would be like the nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
And that fuel then turns into like atomic power.
Sure.
So sounds like a big deal. I keep holding back burps already.
That's all right.
So what is plutonium? Real quick. Do you know what the elemental symbol is for plutonium?
I have no idea.
If you had to guess.
P.
P plus a second letter.
T.
U. P-U. P-U.
Why?
Because again. So the atomic number for plutonium is 94. Okay. It is mostly man-made. It doesn't occur in large amounts in nature. And it's produced by, they call it bombarding uranium.
Okay.
So scientists fire neutrons into uranium atoms at very high speed. And when uranium absorbs these neutrons, its atoms can transfer into other elements like plutonium. It's way above my head, but for those science people out there who listen, hopefully I got that right.
Yeah, and I am not one of those people.
Same.
I like math, but on science, that's above my pay grade.
So basically, plutonium is made with neutrons and uranium.
Okay.
I guess. So there are several different types of plutonium, but the two that I'm going to briefly mention is plutonium-238 and plutonium-239. So 238 is used in space probes as a heat source.
Okay.
And plutonium-239 is important for nuclear weapons and reactor fuel.
Oh, all right.
Okay. It is a silvery metal that tarnishes quickly. It's both radioactive and toxic.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Most of the nuclear bombs in World War II, or since World War II, I guess, are made of plutonium.
Right.
The Nagasaki Fat Man bomb, that's plutonium.
Gotcha.
Okay. So as far as like uses, it's really too dangerous to use in a commercial setting, in a medical setting, that kind of thing. They don't really use it.
Right.
So like I said, it is radioactive. It emits particles that cannot penetrate the skin.
Okay.
But it is deadly if ingested or inhaled.
I would imagine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to fuck your insides up real quick.
Exactly. So skin contact, like I said, it doesn't pass through skin, but if you have cuts on the skin.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, like my little bug bites that I keep scratching at.
You got a bunch of... Well, when we were at that party, there was, it was outside in her backyard. So it's like getting eaten up. You definitely got some bug bites, but isn't it wild to think that this thing can't even pass through your skin? It's just, I don't know. That's just
too big of a particle.
I guess. I don't know. Again, above my pay grade, but
same.
I just find it funny that it can't. But
so so if you ingest it, some of these particles can pass through the gut, but a small amount can lodge into liver or bones and stay there for decades, irradiating the tissue.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Inhalation is the most dangerous route. Tiny particles can lodge deep into the lungs and create a high risk of cancer.
Sure.
Okay. So decontamination is basically stripping. If you're decontaminated on the clothing, you have to strip and then you mean scour your skin with harsh soaps and.
You mean if you're contaminated?
Yeah, then you have to decontaminate.
That's kind of like when I was younger. I was like, I got to thaw. It's like, no, you got to defrost.
Defrost.
Not you're gonna thaw. You're not gonna thaw.
Exactly. There's also a drug which binds to plutonium and can help the body excrete it through urine. Oh. So that would be like a medical treatment side of it.
Wow. Okay.
So lots of organ dysfunction. Long term, the cancers are typically lung, bone, and liver.
Oh, okay. Geez.
So there really is no way to reverse this damage once it's lodged into the tissues, and you kind of just have to try to limit further harm. So Karen, her typical work day, and this is not directly from Karen, this is from worker accounts, reports, and testimonies from the union. Okay. So her daily activity most likely looked like clocking in, undergoing a radiation survey before entering certain areas. So like handheld detectors for whole body testing to see if there's any radiation.
Okay.
She would put on lab coats, gloves, shoe covers, masks. She wore a film badge or a dosimeter to track radiation dose. So
Dosimeter.
basically,
I've heard that word before.
So basically, it's like this little photographic film case.
Okay.
That if exposed to radiation, it actually turns dark.
Oh.
Yeah. So they like.
If they see that, they're like, shit.
Yeah, or like if they develop the film and it's dark, you were exposed to radiation.
That would suck.
Yeah, so the radiation is absorbed into the film. The blacker it gets, the worse it is.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Karen's main job was working with plutonium oxide powder. Oh, don't you dare yawn.
I wasn't yawning. It was like a weird burp yawn.
Sure.
It was a bond.
Sure. Okay.
A burn? A yarp?
She would work with plutonium oxide powder. And remember, inhalation
is the worst. Yeah, and powder is obviously going to get in there a lot easier than something else.
Can we say radium girls?
Radium girls.
Yes, you can. Good job. So the powder would be to manufacture these fuel pellets, which would then be assembled into the nuclear reactor rods. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And then there were these like sealed workstations called glove boxes. If you've seen like any kind of medical show where there's like a big toxic contaminant and they have to like, there's this big box and they have to put like their hands through gloves, and the gloves don't get removed or anything. That's like a glove box.
It's like a part of the wall, if you will, that they reach in on.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So she would work in this environment with the plutonium powder and pellets inside the box.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now the problem with these boxes is the seals often leaked or tore.
Well,
so plutonium does sometimes escape. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
She also inspected fuel rods for cracks using x-rays. And we'll talk a little bit more about those in the future here. Okay, so after her shift, before leaving the controlled area, workers were scanned with Geiger counters for plutonium contamination.
Right.
If hot spots were found, they'd be sent to scrub down with abrasive soap, sometimes multiple times. And Karen personally went through these humiliating decontaminations several times. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, humiliating, but you kind of have to do it because you're otherwise transferring and you're fucking up yourself plus other people potentially if you don't get scrubbed down. So
many employees that they had here at Kerr-McGee were fresh out of high school.
Oh boy.
They were trained on the job.
Okay.
And I keep burping. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And they are unaware of plutonium's dangers. Like they aren't trained in the possible toxicity of getting this on your body or whatever.
Sure.
The turnover, 60% yearly.
That's insane.
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of turnover.
So that meant Karen Silkwood often worked alongside really inexperienced young people.
New people all the time. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. So only within a few months of her working there, she started discovering some things that weren't quite right.
And do tell what those things are.
She was alarmed at the lacks of safety and quality control at the plant.
And this was mid-70s.
Yes.
Ish, right?
Yeah, early to mid-70s. Okay. She started documenting numerous violations, routine spills and leaks of radioactive material, shoddy cleanups, inadequate worker training, and falsification of critical records.
Oh, God. That seems like a bad fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all right, yeah. It's funny how, I mean, I know we have a lot more standards and practices these days, but even back then, it was all just like, you're good.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Just sweep it under that rug and let's just move on and keep making money or whatever the fucking scenario is.
Right.
But they just did not fucking care.
Nope.
Especially because most of the people who made those decisions to sweep it under the rug. Literally, wouldn't be affected by it because they weren't there.
Yeah.
They're like, well, Karen's got it. Let her fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's just fucked up that they would allow that.
So workers were frequently being contaminated with plutonium, sometimes breathing it in and requiring urgent medical treatment to scrub it from their bodies.
Right.
And there were inventory controls. They were so poor that significant amounts of plutonium were unaccounted for.
So would people just walk off with plutonium?
It's unknown.
Wow. I mean, you would think that would be a very regulated portion of your business because that's what's, well, in essence, making you money.
Yeah.
Right. And B, it's very fucking volatile, really.
Yeah.
And dangerous. So I don't know, maybe put a little more, put an extra padlock on that locker over there. I don't know. Fuck.
So within 2 years of Karen working there, about 40 pounds of plutonium had mysteriously gone missing from their inventory.
That is a lot of plutonium.
It's enough material to fuel several nuclear bombs.
Do you think that's where Doc Brown really got his plutonium for the...
Do you think he worked at the plutonium plant?
Well, I mean, he said he got it from the Libyans, but maybe, that was a cover, but they did try to attack him. So I don't know. Maybe Libyans worked at this plant.
Who's the actor?
Christopher Lloyd?
Yeah. Should we ask him?
I mean,
I got him on speed dial.
You really don't.
I know, because I had to ask who it was.
I know.
I couldn't remember his name. Okay. So it wasn't just like trivial bookkeeping error. Like it meant either leakage into the environment, inaccurate measuring, or
straight
potential theft.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No shit.
Yes. So Karen found evidence that quality control reports on fuel, not production, were being doctored. Sorry, fuel rod production.
Okay.
Were being doctored.
Oh, so basically they're like, we don't know where the shit is, but we made it kind of thing.
Well, there is one infamous thing. So a technician literally used a felt tip pen, like a Sharpie, to color in cracks visible on an X-ray image of these plutonium fuel rods.
Oh my God. They allowed that to happen?
That's what he chose to do.
What a dumbass. Because okay. Jesus fuck.
So these inspection records meant potentially defective fuel rods were approved for use, posing risk not just to plant workers, but to any reactor and community where that fuel might have been shipped.
They ship it to Chernobyl?
I don't know. So Kerr-McGee's management appeared either negligent or willfully blind to these problems.
I'm going to go willfully blind, honestly.
Training for handling these radioactive materials were really minimal, and many hires were these young people straight out of high school. Yeah,
like you said, they had 60% turnover. So, I mean, these new kids, because again, just out of high school, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And if you're not going to train them properly, there's going to be some shit happening here, man.
It said that there was an average of 90 to 150 workers quit each year.
God damn.
That's how many new people would come in to replace them every year.
Right. That's just...
So rather than address the safety issues, bosses often downplayed the dangers.
Well, of course, because that will cost them money if they have to shut shit down or whatever, investigation, so on, whatever. So time is money.
Exactly.
So
one plant designer reassured employees that plutonium wasn't causing cancer and that from human experience to date, we have nothing to worry about.
This is like the new age radium girls.
It really is.
Because that's pretty much what they said. It's like, no, it's not.
What was that, the 20s, I think?
Yeah. It was in the 20s, and they're like, no, it's not causing it, even though their jaws are falling off.
Right.
Fucking idiots.
So shortly after starting at Kerr-McGee, Karen joined the Oil, Chemical, and Atomic Workers Union, the OCAW.
So she joined this while she was still there?
Yes.
Okay.
So fairly early on in her employment. She was there for about 2 years.
Okay.
So this was the labor union representing the plant's employees.
Sure.
So in the fall of 1972, she took part in a 9-week OCAW strike protesting the poor working conditions and safety standards. Now, she started in 1972, and that fall, she had already started noticing all these things, and she joined the strike.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
So Kerr-McGee broke the strike by bringing in replacement workers and imitating current employees.
They brought in the scrubs.
They did.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And they imitated current employees?
Intimidated.
Oh, intimidated. I'm sorry.
intimidate. Maybe I misspoke.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Or I misheard because I'm hearing shit. But so they intimidated them by
bringing in you're going to lose your job. Here's the replacement.
Wow.
Yeah. So afterward, the company actively pushed to decertify the union. Okay. A campaign that left the union with only about 20 loyal members out of 150 workers by mid-1974.
So they bailed because they didn't want to lose their job?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that sucks because, I mean, I get it. People got to work.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to work, but I have to work.
Mm-hmm.
And if, hey, you're going to lose your job if you don't basically leave this union.
Yeah.
A lot of people couldn't afford to do that.
Yep. So despite pressure on workers to abandon the union, Karen actually became more involved.
Good for her.
So in August 1974, she was elected to the plan's bargaining committee, the first woman ever at the role at Kerr-McGee. Her main assignment was work safety and health, an area in which she was already gathering a bunch of evidence against the company for.
Sure.
So it was a critical time. There was a decertification vote looming in the fall of 1974 that would determine the union's fate.
Right.
So Karen and two fellow union activists traveled to Washington, D.C. and met with OCAW's leadership to plan a strategy. Okay. There was also a legendary union safety advocate there named Tony Mazzucci.
Mazzucci.
I don't know, but I really like that name.
What's up, Tony Mazzucci?
Mazzucci.
Hey, I haven't seen you forever.
So while she was in D.C., she learned even more about the risks of working with plutonium.
Sure.
And became furious that Kerr-McGee had not warned or protected its workers.
No, because again, they didn't care.
So Karen and OCAW made workplace safety kind of the rallying cry to back the people at the plant. So this is how we're going to save the union.
Gotcha.
Okay. When the decertification election was held in October 1974, employees voted 80-61 to keep the union.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
So many who hadn't cared about the union were swayed by revelations that, hey, your lives might be at stake here.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is a good thing for you because a lot of people could die from this.
Exactly.
Mainly.
So, and by standing up about radiation dangers, Karen helped turn the tide, essentially.
Yeah.
One union leader noted later, her experience was not unique. Many workers faced retaliation for raising safety issues, except that she ultimately died for her cause.
Karen did?
Karen.
How did she die for her cause?
I will tell you.
Oh, I mean, I expected that.
But first, you have to listen through in order to figure out how she died, okay? So, in early November... November 1974, Karen became contaminated with plutonium under strange circumstances.
What strange circumstances were they?
Over the course of 3 days, November 5th, 6th, and 7th of 1974, routine testing showed astronomically high levels of plutonium in her body, up to 400 times the legal limit.
There's a legal limit for plutonium in your body? I think it should be 0. What the fuck?
400 times 0.
Do you know what that equals?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. 400,000. 400 times 1.
Okay.
There we go.
So now I lost my question because of that math.
Hey, God,
equation.
let me continue. Karen was working in a glove box on day 1.
Yeah.
Handling plutonium pellets when an instrument that she was wearing detected radioactive material on her hands. So she discovered...
So the gloves weren't sealed?
She discovered a rip.
Oh, fuck.
In one of the gloves. And the plutonium had leaked out.
Oh, boy.
She underwent a strenuous decontamination scrub.
Yeah.
And went home thinking that the problem was contained. It was done.
Okay.
Day 2, she was assigned paperwork away from the plutonium lab. So working with just paperwork. And all of a sudden, she tested even higher than the day before.
How?
Even more bizarrely, monitors found plutonium on the exterior of her gloves with no punctures or tears in the material on this particular day.
I feel like this is a setup.
The contamination appeared as if it had been placed there.
Yeah.
So Karen began suspecting something rather fishy.
Icky fishy?
Either the equipment was tainted or someone was deliberately contaminating her.
To me, it sounds like someone's fucking framing her here.
Yes.
Or maybe not framing isn't the right word, but setting her up. Because there's no fucking way, especially, if there's a rip, which sounds convenient, but there's a rip. And then the next day, I mean, it's even higher. Seems a little weird.
Day 3.
So November 7th.
She was again found contaminated despite not handling plutonium at all that day. Bioassay tests, which I will explain what that is.
I hope so.
Tests plutonium levels in the body by urine sample. Okay. And it was indicated that plutonium had made its way inside her lungs at this point.
Oh, fuck.
So obviously, raise a red flag. She somehow inhaled plutonium recently.
Yeah.
She's like, I was doing paperwork. I wasn't even in the lab.
Maybe the pencil shavings were plutonium. I don't know. That's fucking. See, to me, I'm leaning towards, and I mean, I don't know if you have this. Hopefully, you do. I'm leaning towards this is a setup to try and take Karen out.
Yeah. So the cumulative dose she'd received was extremely dangerous.
Okay.
Los Alamos scientist, which is where she went after her testing, she went there on November 11th, later confirmed she had a significant internal dose of plutonium in her lungs.
Wow.
Okay. The situation escalated from the plant to Karen's home.
So they even sabotaged her home?
Potentially.
Holy shit. That's a dick move, man.
Exactly. After the work incidents, her apartment was checked and found to be highly contaminated with plutonium in several spots.
Do they have specific spots or no?
Her refrigerator.
Well, where she gets food, yeah.
A package of bologna and cheese was laced with plutonium.
Did it have a first name?
What?
Anyways.
What?
My bologna has a first name.
That's OSCAR.
Yep.
Okay, anyways. Cool. They also
bologna
found
and cheese.
Her bologna and cheese sandwich was laced.
Oh my fucking God. I don't ever think I can eat bologna and cheese anymore.
They also found plutonium traces on her bathroom toilet seat and several surfaces. Okay. So the contamination was so extensive that it was a rental house and it was later stripped and essentially destroyed
because of
as a radiation hazard.
So, okay, go on. I'm curious to see where this plays out so I can ask some questions.
Karen, along with her boyfriend at the time, Drew Stevens, and their roommate, Sherry Ellis, all three of them had to undergo medical checks at Los Alamos because all of them showed signs of exposure.
So, okay, if this is a plant, like they're trying to take Karen out and those other fucking people that is fucking diabolical because, Karen's bringing up these problems. You want to take her out, just fucking shoot her at this point. Don't fucking bring in other people.
Yeah.
If you're going to be that much of an asshole.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if that's where this goes. I am leaning to that side of it, but continue.
The rash of contamination right when Karen was gathering evidence was deeply suspicious.
Exactly. Like I just said, basically.
To the least. She believed Kerr-McGee executives had deliberately contaminated her at work or by breaking into her home to immediately silence her.
I mean, okay. I don't know if I go with immediately. It's taking a bit. Like I said, get a gun then if you want to immediately do it.
So not only was the timing convenient for the company, but analysis showed that the plutonium found in her apartment came from a batch she did not even work with.
Oh, they can trace that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Remember I said there were a couple different isotopes? I just highlighted two.
So one was 238, one was 239?
I'm just saying there's multiple isotopes. I just mentioned two. So it was just another isotope that she did not work with.
That's my point. So she was working with 238. This could have been 207 as far as we fucking know. Whatever,
exactly.
Whatever number you want to give it to.
Which suggested it was planted.
Oh, interesting.
Company officials, however, like, no, that wasn't us.
We would never do that. Safety, employee safety is paramount here.
In fact, they flipped the narrative.
Of course they did.
They accused Karen of contaminating herself to fabricate a crisis to make Kerr-McGee look bad.
Wow. Talk about dumb fucking people.
I'm
sorry. She's trying to make things better. Do you think she would contaminate herself knowing what this could fucking do? Because she probably knew what this could do at this point.
Yep.
Just to prove a point. I'm sorry, but I believe in things, but I'm not going to fucking kill myself for those things.
Yeah,
Fuck that. That is asinine. And if anyone bought that fucking flip the script, as you say, they're fucking ridiculous.
So the executives theorized, without proof, by the way.
Of course. Why would they have proof?
That she might have sneaked out a bit of plutonium and accidentally spilled it at home while trying to stage evidence of unsafe conditions or whatever.
So she accidentally spilled it on her bologna and cheese?
Right.
And her toilet seat? Was she making a fucking sandwich in the bathroom? Gross. I mean, what the fuck?
Gross.
Well, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that was accidentally dropped in these specific fucking locations.
Yeah.
Somehow it ended up in my Coca-Cola bottle. It's like, no, you fucking idiots.
So an Atomic Energy Commission report noted that Karen's urine samples taken at the plant were normal, while those she took at home were much more radioactive.
Okay.
So this fueled speculation that she could have spiked her own samples off-site.
Sure. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Karen couldn't have done this. It just, I don't know. The evidence I've been given so far is not leading me that way.
Yeah.
So
it's basically he said, she said, and it's never been conclusively resolved.
Right.
Okay, so on November 11th, 1974, Silkwood, her roommate, and her boyfriend are flown to Los Alamos National Laboratory for in-depth examination.
Yep.
Experts reported that Karen's exposure levels, while elevated, were within quote-unquote acceptable limits for immediate health. Perhaps to calm public fear. We don't know.
Of course, yeah.
At Los Alamos, they also began treatments to reduce her body's plutonium burden using that medication I told you about that came out through the urine.
Yep.
In other words, by the second week of November, Karen knew for sure that her body had been compromised by plutonium and that someone, possibly herself because we don't know, possibly her employer because we don't know, was responsible.
Yeah.
Karen was scared, angry, and motivated more than ever to blow the whistle on Kerr-McGee.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. Despite the trauma of the contamination incidents, Silkwood did not back down.
Jesus.
She collected documentation to support her allegations of safety negligence at Kerr-McGee.
Okay.
This reportedly included handwritten notes, internal memos, QA reports, sample test records, basically a paper trail of the malfeasance, right?
Right.
So key among these documents showing inspection record tampering like those x-rays and evidence of the unexplained plutonium losses, she kept these papers in a manila folder or a large binder, and it never left her side for several days.
Okay.
So between the 11th, which is their testing date, through the 13th or so. So only a couple of days, she's got that by her side.
Right.
Coworkers even recall her thick notebook of notes on everything.
Sure.
So lots of witnesses. Karen decided to go public with her evidence.
Okay.
OCAW, the union, arranged for her to meet David Burnham, a journalist from the New York Times, on November 13th, 1974 in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Also present would be an OCAW union official from Washington, Steve Wodka.
Gotcha.
And he had been coordinated with Karen on this campaign.
Okay.
So, plan was simple. Over dinner, she would hand over the documents, tell her story, ensuring that the nation's biggest newspaper would expose Kerr-McGee's practices.
Right.
Okay. It was basically like the 1970s edition of Erin Brockovich. Okay. Have you seen Erin Brockovich?
Julia Roberts? No, I have not.
It's actually a really great, well done movie.
Didn't they win awards?
I believe so.
Maybe.
I believe so.
I don't know. I never. Erin, she was holding the baby on the cover or something. I was like, I'm good.
So in the days leading up to this meeting, tensions were really high. Karen confided to friends that she felt she was being watched.
Sure.
It later emerged that Kerr-McGee had agents keep constant surveillance on her and her roommates.
Weird.
So whether out of paranoia or precaution, Karen made copies of some of these documents and even stashed them with union colleagues just in case.
Okay.
On November 13th, she did attend a union meeting after work, then set off alone in a small white Honda towards Oklahoma City for the meeting with the New York Times.
Right.
So the evidence she carried could not only embarrass Kerr-McGee, but potentially shut down its multi-million-dollar operation.
Yeah.
Karen Silkwood never made it to the meeting.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same thing or if it's very just similar. I've heard something like this, so I don't know if it's this particular story, but yeah. And then like the paperwork was never found, right? Weird.
At around 8 p.m. on November 13th, 1974, Karen's car was discovered wrecked in a ditch off State Highway 74, about 30 miles from her destination. The car had smashed into a concrete culvert or abutment. It's like a square underpass where the banks are like angled this way.
Sure.
So it's like wider on the bottom and narrower on top with the bridge. Anyway, okay. I'll post a picture. But it was noted that it was like considerable force into this culvert.
Oh, I bet.
Karen was found deceased, slumped over the steering wheel, which had impaled her.
The steering wheel did?
That's how violent like this crash was.
Fuck.
Guess how old she was?
Give me a second. 29.
28.
God damn it. I second guessed her birth year.
28 years old.
Fucking hell.
It was a single car accident, no other vehicles at the scene, quiet 2-lane stretch of road at night.
You know damn well it wasn't caused by herself.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol investigated and initially concluded that Karen had fallen asleep at the wheel and simply drifted off the road. The theory was supported by an autopsy and toxicology report. Karen's blood contained 0.35 milligrams of Quaalude per 100 milliliters.
And that's acceptable?
It was a hefty dose of sedative.
Oh, it is a hefty dose.
And she had a small amount of alcohol in her system. She just had dinner with her union friends.
Oh, so she's on her way back.
She had a union meeting. She was on her way going to Oklahoma City to meet.
I mixed that up.
Yeah, that's okay.
Gotcha.
So she had Quaaludes, the sedative in her system, and a little bit of alcohol.
Does it sound like someone might have put that in there?
We don't know. She had the equivalent of almost twice the normal prescription dose for Quaaludes in her blood system, enough to cause drowsiness or impairment. Now, additionally, another 45 milligrams of undissolved Quaaludes were found in her stomach, indicating she had taken a pill not long before the crash that hadn't fully absorbed yet.
Interesting.
Given this, the medical examiner concluded she was likely under the influence at the time of the accident, like the sedative influence.
Okay.
No skid marks were initially noted on the road, reinforcing the idea that she simply nodded off and drifted into the culvert.
Yeah.
The cause of death was listed as a one-car accident, and for Oklahoma authorities, that was it. Case closed.
They were good.
Despite the official ruling, many found the crash highly suspicious.
I wonder why.
None of the documents Karen had were found at the car or the crash site.
See, and that's what instantly is like,
Yep.
Okay.
Her folder, papers, notebook.
Everything was gone.
Everything was gone. And her union members at the dinner were like, no, she had them.
Yeah, because she carried
she's
him
literally
with her.
She's literally going from this meeting to Oklahoma
She's
City.
like, she's eating her dinner.
Exactly.
With dinner.
So this immediately fueled theories that someone had intercepted the papers either before she left or right after the crash.
I'm guessing right after the crash.
Yes. Moreover, physical evidence on the car did not completely jibe with a simple doze-off and drift scenario.
Weird.
So investigators later hired by the union noticed dent damage on the rear bumper.
Yeah, because she was pushed.
That wasn't obviously explained by the culvert crash, right?
Yeah.
They did find skid marks, whereas the state, when they investigated, did not find skid marks.
Well, that's weird.
This was on the road that might indicate that she braked suddenly or swerved.
Sure.
Okay. A private accident reconstruction expert concluded that Karen was, quote unquote, spooked or startled by something, possibly another vehicle hitting her from behind, causing her to lose control and run off the road.
Yeah.
Not an accident.
No.
In the years since, fierce debate over this. Many of Karen's allies, her family, union colleagues, investigative journalists, believe that she was killed because of what she knew.
Of course.
That someone, perhaps Kerr-McGee contractors or goons, hired hands, whatever, followed her and forced her off the road, taking the documents to hide the proof.
100%.
So this theory is bolstered by the fact that Silkwood had received threats and was under surveillance, as I said before.
Yep.
And by the undeniable convenience of the most incriminating papers disappearing.
Yes.
On the other hand, skeptics point out the lack of direct evidence of a second vehicle. No paint scratches from another car on her bumper. No eyewitnesses on the dark road.
Yeah, but that's okay.
And no one was charged with foul play.
Well, yeah, because there was no eyewitnesses to see anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But explain the dents on the back of her car, though.
Exactly.
That seems weird.
So, New York Times reporter that she was supposed to meet, David Burnham, he later expressed doubt that Kerr-McGee's top brass would orchestrate a clumsy murder plot.
Okay.
Or that they could ensure a collision would kill her without fail. Okay. He noted the difficulty of arranging a crash so precisely the FBI and Justice Department investigations at the time could conclude that there was no proof of homicide.
Sure.
Like that would be a pretty picture perfect, quote unquote, stage crash.
Okay. Yeah. We'll continue.
It is possible that Karen, already stressed, took a Quaalude to calm her nerves and simply nodded off.
I mean, yeah, that's very obviously possible.
But the suspicion on Kerr-McGee never faded.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Aside from drugs, Karen's autopsy had one more surprise. Remember how Los Alamos said that she was kind of quote unquote fine? Revealed that she had the highest levels of plutonium ever seen in a human at that time. In her lungs and in her gut.
Right.
She had indeed absorbed a dangerous dose of radiation in the days before she died.
Sure.
If she had lived, she would have faced radiation poisoning or cancer.
Yeah.
It also raised the question, if someone did want to silence her, could they not have simply let the plutonium play out? But they were on a time crunch. I'm just saying.
Well, she had meetings and, she's being followed, and so they knew this, and they're like, no, we can't let her talk to this person. So no, that's not feasible that they would just let it play out.
Yeah. Honestly.
But
so with Karen gone and her evidence missing, there was an immediate public outcry. The story made national news.
Mm-hmm.
Young nuclear worker dies under strange circumstances en route to meet a reporter to highlight the malfeasance of a plutonium plant. The Oklahoma police stood by their accident report, but others launched deeper probes. The Atomic Energy Commission, the AEC, sent investigators to Kerr-McGee plant to verify her claims. They did confirm serious safety issues, including the inventory discrepancy of approximately 40 pounds of plutonium missing.
Which is a lot of plutonium.
The FBI, I don't know how much plutonium was worth in weight.
No idea.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, no idea.
The FBI opened an inquiry into whether any federal laws, like civil rights or like crime statutes, were violated in connection with her death.
Mm-hmm.
In 1975, members of Congress held hearings to grill officials about Karen's charges and the crash.
Mm-hmm.
However, these official investigations ultimately fizzled out because they had no proof in any of this.
Yeah, they had no more evidence to like back what they're looking at. So it's like, well, this is what it is because we got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
in the aftermath, Kerr-McGee and even some government officials tried to discredit Karen.
Okay.
Company spokesman implied that she was unstable, drug user, troublemaker who would just sabotage her own workstation.
See, okay.
That's why she kept coming to work for 2 years.
Yeah, because she was a drug user. I mean, what? Hey, do you got any more of those plutonium cigarettes, man? I'm jonesing for one.
They highlighted her alleged pill use, pointing out that her doctor had reprimanded her for overusing sedatives, as the autopsy was to confirm. The AEC and FBI publicly concluded that there was no foul play, and obviously that put a lot of doubt on Karen's whistleblowing.
Yep.
Essentially, the narrative from Kerr-McGee was there was no conspiracy. She did this to herself. She sadly died in a drug-induced accident.
Wow.
Karen's father, Bill, and her family were not satisfied.
Of course they weren't, because they knew better.
In 1976, they filed a civil lawsuit against Kerr-McGee, accusing the company of gross negligence and allowing Karen and her home to be contaminated with plutonium.
Yeah.
The suit sidesteps the car crash.
Sure.
And basically went after the company for the malfeasance. Okay. The trial took place in 1979 and became a media sensation at the time.
That's a good year.
It was one of the first times a major corporation was held to... Oh, you were born that year. I just got that.
Yeah, surprised.
It was one of the first times a major corporation was held to account in court by the family of a whistleblower.
Okay.
So evidence presented showed the main safety lapses at the plant.
Yeah.
And the jury was sympathetic to Karen's situation.
Sure.
So in the landmark verdict, the jury found Kerr-McGee liable and awarded Karen's estate $505,000 in actual damages for personal injury and property damage to her contaminated belongings, and $10 million in punitive damages.
Oh, shit. That's a significant chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. So the $10.5 million judgment basically sent shockwaves throughout the nuclear industry.
Right.
It signaled that a company could be publicly punished, essentially, for endangering its workers and the public.
Publicly liable for stupidity.
Kerr-McGee unsurprisingly appealed the verdict, and
of course,
for years it passed through appellate courts.
Of course.
At one point in 1982, an appeals court overturned the $10 million punitive award, reducing the total judgment to just $5,000.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That is insane difference.
But Karen's family persisted, and the court went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Good.
In 1984, the Supreme Court, Silkwood versus Kerr-McGee Corporation, ruled that awarding punitive damages under state law was valid, even for a nuclear incident.
Sure.
A huge precedent, since Kerr-McGee had argued that federal nuclear safety laws preempted any such state tort claims.
Okay.
So, Kerr-McGee opted to settle,
of course,
rather than face a retrial on damages.
Yeah.
In 1986, the company agreed to an out-of-court settlement of $1.38 million to Karen's estate without admitting liability.
Of course, that's usually what they do.
The family accepted the settlement.
Well, yeah, because they got paid
12 full years after Karen's death.
That's crazy.
So the Kerr-McGee Corporation never admitted any wrongdoing.
Of course not. Why would they?
Obviously, it left a permanent black mark on their reputation.
Of course.
The plutonium plant was shut down in 1975, just months after Karen's death.
Oh, wow, really?
The official reason was a downturn in orders.
We're not selling enough plutonium here, guys. We've got to shut her down.
Yeah. By 1983, Kerr-McGee had exited the nuclear fuel business entirely, and they ceased nuclear operations by 87-88. The company did continue in oil and gas for a time, but it never shook that association.
Never recovered, yeah.
In later years, Kerr-McGee faced other lawsuits, including environmental claims, and eventually ceased to exist as an independent entity. It was bought and absorbed by other corporations in the 2000s.
Sure. Oh, wow, even that long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, even before the final ruling of the $1.38 million to Karen's estate, a 1983 movie was made.
Yes.
It is called Silkwood.
Yeah.
And it stars Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Kirk Douglas.
I like Kirk Douglas.
And Cher.
Cher?
Mm-hmm. Streep was actually nominated for an Academy Award. When is she not, though? But to this day, decades later, no one knows exactly what happened to Karen Silkwood.
Well, how would they? I mean, and no one's ever going to know.
Nope.
Honestly.
Nope.
Except for the guy that pushed her into the... I'm just kidding. I have no proof. It leans, in my brain, it leans that way.
Yeah.
I understand, well, there's no skid marks or second car. Like, yeah, well, things can be done.
Yeah.
But okay.
Did you have all three of your beers?
Maybe. So I think
half of one left.
I think what the issue is I had recently brushed my teeth.
Oh.
And that gave a weird mixture on the back end.
Sure.
It definitely got better by the third one.
Awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Perfect.
So for Hazy Bear Hug, Hazy IPA from Goose Island, I will give it all right.
I like my Pacifico Clara.
Yeah. It's a good beer. My dad liked that one. Definitely. It's part of the Corona family, and it's definitely darker than a Modelo and or Corona, but it's not like dark. That's a terrible word to use for it because it's not a dark beer, but it's really good. I rather enjoy it. So
yeah. So that's the story of Karen Silkwood. How'd you like it?
That was interesting because. And I don't know if it's just got some similarities to this other thing where this person, all their information, documents, evidence, maybe that's a better word, just disappeared. Like, I'm sorry, she gets into this accident. No one else is there, but none of her shit's there. Mm-hmm. Doesn't that seem fucking fishy? Mm-hmm. That alone is like, okay. Could she have just crashed on her own? Sure. But why is her stuff gone?
We desperately need deathbed confessions.
Okay.
We need whatever goon did this on his deathbed to say, I did this, here's the documents. Well, she took copies and gave it to other people, but...
Yeah, but...
I want a deathbed confession.
Can you stop hitting that?
Sorry.
Jesus.
I want a deathbed confession.
There it is. I just keep hearing the ringing of the
table,
your little desk in the microphone. No, that would be great, but it's fishy.
Yeah, it's icky fishy.
Icky fishy.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it went to Doc Brown, I don't care, I guess. Back to the Future is awesome.
I want to go play with the kitties.
Well,
I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.